Thing that I immediately got from Milton and the Beverly Hills Playhouse and that group was sort of a pragmatic look at acting, that this is how you got work as opposed to this is how you fed your own narcissistic need to perform or whatever it was. It was a pragmatic approach to it, and it was something you could understand, and something that I don't know. I identified right away. He's sort of a, Milton is sort of a street guy, and me being Italian, he's Greek. We found a certain affinity, but I don't know. I immediately got what he was going for, and I think, by the way, that's what's great about the book. The book. It's like it's a great reference thing too. Even if you've taken the class and read the books, it's great to go back and think, oh, gee, look at this. You find things that again strike you and remind you of of the things that you learned in the class. Well, Milton, in the class would stress not only your ability to interpret scenes, but it would also be how you approached the whole exercise. In other words, like, did you make rehearsals on time? Did you help? Did you not? Did you relegate yourself to the task at hand as opposed to feeding your own? There's a lot of that self stuff going on in acting classes, and I think one of the things he tries to do is keep that out. That's the attitude. Your attitude has to be, again, it sort of goes back to that pragmatic thing again, but that attitude is a big part of it, and that if your attitude is bad, it's not gonna help no matter how good you are at interpreting this stuff. And I'll be honest with you, I mean, as I look back at my career, it's over 30 years, I think there's probably some times where my attitude got me in trouble, so it's a good lesson to learn, and something to keep in mind. But I always thought that you should diversify, especially if you like to see. First of all, I think I'm sort of a jack of all trades, and some people would say a master of none. I always thought that as long as you thought of yourself as the actor or the sitcom actor who did Taxi, there would be somebody else who would come along and be, better, younger, cheaper, whatever. But if you tried to diversify, if you tried to be a singer, a dancer, a host, just everything that you could possibly do, and so I've always been, and Milton has encouraged me to do that. In fact, when I first put my act together, I took it to the class, and I did some of the stuff in front of the class, and I remember him telling me, "Sing out," and and then one time I was. He made a comment that if you're going to sing, you got to really sing, and I remember I did this Memorial Day concert down in Washington in front of the Capitol building, and I was in a doughboy uniform from World War I, and I was singing, and there was a picture of me in the paper like singing out. So I sent it to Milton with, "See, I listen." Is that he's been through just about every facet of the business himself, as far as directing and so on, acting and so on, and so he comes at it from a different place. I don't think he comes at it from. So Milton doesn't come at it from some. I mean, he's artistic. Don't get me wrong, and he supports that. But there's a very, I think. I mean, that's what I got out of it anyway. Was that these are the things you need to do to not only to succeed but to survive in this business, and that's the thing I think that. That he helps you, that Milton helps you with, and the book will help people with, I think. It's great. I love it. I have it upstairs. It's in my library, and every once in a while you whip it out and you turn a page and you find something. So I think what happens a lot of times with actors is that it gets so esoteric that you're trying for something that makes it that much harder. Whereas he lays it out pretty much. And by the way, it is pretty simple if you don't want to. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a tremendous need for homework and for preparation and all of that goes into it. But then once you do it, it's once you're out there doing it, it's pretty much listen and react.